How about that Gordon trucking? You got that radio on there?
Yeah, go ahead.
How are we doing this afternoon, sir?
Pretty darn good, really. Nice day out.
Yes, sir, it is, aside from this smoke that we're going to pass through here. I'm traveling along with you next to you in that little black car.
Oh, okay.
I was up there at the Chrome shop maybe 30 minutes ago, resetting cameras and whatnot, and I seen you pull in there real quick, and you never know which way a guy's going to be going from there, but I was excited to see you come strolling south. I'm known for the Rolling CB interviews that are on the Big Rig Videos YouTube channel.
That's awesome. My son showed me a bunch of those. Yeah, you do a nice job.
Well, thank you, sir. I'm glad that you're familiar. It makes explaining what I do a little easier. But once I get around this truck here, maybe I'll throw a couple questions at you.
Yeah, you bet. You want to go to a different channel?
Well, nowadays nobody uses 19 anyway, so, we might as well take advantage of it there, right?
You got that right. Yeah, I've always wondered where you did that at. The videos we've seen there at home, it's like, God dang, that looks like the same road I go down. Just never seen you before.
Oh, yeah, you come down this way often then?
Yeah, just about every week.
Okay. Well, who we're talking to, and you might as well give us the details on the truck that you're running there.
Oh, okay. I'm Brian Gordon, and out of up by in southeast Nebraska there, in 1999, of course, Peterbilt. Fresh trip on an overhaul, just got it back this week. It's got about 2.8 million miles on it. Just got its second overhaul.
All right, how's it feeling so far?
So far, so good. Yeah, it feels real good. Guys did a nice job. Got new transmission, new motor, and everything, so should be ready to go for another million or so.
How long have you been driving for, and how'd you find yourself in the seat of a truck?
Oh, on and off since 1999, when I turned 21 and was on weed harvest before that. The friend that owned the truck I bought, then he bought this one back then, and I bought his old one and just started driving, and then went back home and farmed for about 15 years after that. There in about 2015, farmed for a little while again until that kind of shot crap. Then this guy passed away, and I decided, what the heck, seemed like the right thing to do. So been back out here for about another 5 years.
All right. So have you always hauled a reefer?
No. I've pulled cow trailer before. That's when I was younger, of course. Did a little bit of dry van, some hopper, bottom, but kind of always came back to the reefer, I guess. Always seemed to have the better paying, freight.
Yeah, that makes sense. What do you have on, and where are you going with it?
I'm going down here to Sterigenics, and down here outside of Tampa, Florida, they sterilize the meat, and then I take it back home. Then unload it again up there Sunday night.
Interesting. So home as in Nebraska, somewhere up there?
Yes, by Omaha.
I'll tell you what, that meets taking a trip and a half there, right?
Yeah, it takes about a 3,000-mile round every week.
So now I'm thoroughly interested. What cut of meat and or product is that specifically?
It's a hamburger, and then they sterilize it and make sure it has no E. coli or nothing like that in it. That way the company can guarantee it being E. coli free.
In terms of trucking and the amount of time that you've been trucking for, what are some of the best times that you've had in trucking? Like any memorable moments and things like that you can share?
I think the most fun I had was back when I bought their other yellow truck. They were both exactly the same paint job. They were 69 Corvette yellow. So they were DuPont's the one that made the color, and there was the only two trucks like that because it was kind of a trademark deal, you know. So, so I would drive mine, and then my buddy Dave and Mary Lade, they were driving this one. We'd run down to Florida all the time. We were both pulling drive-ins, and did that for about 3 years straight. 2 to 3 years there, and just really enjoyed that, you know, having your friends with you every week and just kind of doing the deal.
Yeah, I agree with you. And someone earlier this week said the same thing. Being able to, kind of cut up with your buddies and run the roads with them and things like that. There's a time that I took a trip out to California from Missouri with 3 truckers, and tell you what, we had a ball. So I can only imagine what it's like with running the road with buddies all the time.
Yeah, it was real good. It was real close to the family there. They just great people, and yeah, we'd have to stay home on Saturdays, watch the game, then have to be back down here, Monday mornings. It worked out really good. They were a team, and heck, Dave, he'd get in my truck and drive him, and I'd take a nap, and we just kind of all slip seats and just had a good time,
So a question for you. What is the most important lesson that you've learned out here on the road? Something that you can pass along to someone else?
Just be cautious. Always look a mile in front of you at least. Pay attention to your surroundings, Have respect for everybody. I guess that's 2 things, but respect is probably the biggest one, Seems like that's getting kind of lost.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not the only person to say that. Respect goes a long way.
Right. Respect is just courtesy, Seems like so many drivers are just out for themselves anymore, they don't care if you're coming up, they'll just cut in front of you or cut in front of you to take an exit. Just, I don't know, it's pretty frustrating. It wasn't quite that bad back then, Seems like it just keeps getting worse.
Yeah, it seems like in some of the larger cities, that could be really problematic.
Right. That's why I do a lot of my driving at night anymore, just to avoid a lot of that, just cut through Atlanta and Chattanooga in the middle of the night, just kind of avoid as much as you can and try staying as safe as you can.
If you're up through this way all the time, I'm going to come to this middle lane. More than likely, we can continue this conversation. I can go a little further with you.
Yeah, you bet. I'd like that. Maybe I'll be better prepared next time.
Yeah, right. And that's one of the things. You never know where I'm going to pop up. So you gotta, always roll with it. But there's no question that a guy couldn't answer. I don't get that too complicated with questions.
No, I hear ya. Yep, no, usually when we're, next week will probably be a little different, of course, with the holidays, but usually it's pretty much every week about exactly the same time. I keep pretty tight schedule, or try to anyway.
Yes, sir. Hey, back it down for just a second so I can get around this truck and get me a good shot of you peeling off. Or this camper here. Yeah, just hold it right about there. All right, well, it was a pleasure chatting with you. And have a good trip down to Tampa and then back up to Nebraska.
You enjoy your day, and thank you very much. It was fun.
Absolutely. I appreciate you.